Hello everyone, I'm Asha Best. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are safe. Dear children, today once again I welcome you all in class 5 EVS, the chapter Towards Independence. Before this we discussed the first part of this chapter. Today we are going to study the second and final part of this chapter. So let's begin. Dear children, in the first part we discussed about the role of Mahatma Gandhi in our freedom struggle. We discussed about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. We also discussed non-cooperation movement. Let's begin with the second and final part today. Other young leaders. Dear children, many other young leaders also joined the movement with Gandhiji. When Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement against the British rule, many young leaders they started to join Mahatma Gandhi in this movement. Leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, and many more. They joined Mahatma Gandhi and supported the fight against the British rule. Some more leaders were Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, Sarojini Naidu, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad. They all came together and supported Mahatma Gandhi in the non-cooperation movement against the British rule. Now let's talk about the Salt Law and Civil Disobedience movement. Dear children, as per the Salt Law, no Indian was allowed to make salt. The British passed a law according to which Indians were not allowed to make salt or use salt. This law was passed by the British government in 1882. This act prohibited Indians from marketing salt. Indian citizens under this act were forced to purchase the vital mineral from British traders who in addition to exercise a monopoly over the production and sale of salt charged a heavy tax on salt. As salt is a basic necessity, but the Britishers were making so unjust laws and they just imposed tax on the use of salt too. This brought the Indians together. Along with Gandhiji, many young leaders they participated in this movement and supported Gandhiji and tried to disobey the unjust law passed by the British. Gandhiji thought the salt law was most unjust and decided to oppose it. As I said earlier also, the day he started this movement, people across the country they came together and supported Mahatma Gandhi in this civil disobedience movement. Gandhiji, along with 78 followers, set out on foot towards Dandi. They covered the distance between Sabarmati Ashram and Dandi in 25 days and reached the coast of Dandi on 6th April 1930, where by picking up a handful of salt, Gandhiji broke the salt laws and launched the mass civil disobedience movement. Mass civil disobedience movement means here that people gathered together, they supported each other in disobeying the law which was known as the Salt Act, according to which people were not allowed to use the salt. Okay, they were made to give tax on the use of salt. Other revolutionary leaders. Role of revolutionaries in the Indian nationalist movement. The revolutionaries supplemented the national cause and carried the message of nationalism in the country. And outside the country, they inspired the people to cast off the yoke of slavery and be prepared for any kind of sacrifice for the cause of freedom. Dear children, some revolutionary leaders like Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, Chandrasekhar Azad and Ram Prasad Bismil, they came forward to fight for freedom against the British rule. These leaders believed that only non-violence could not bring freedom for all. So they tried to oppose Britishers in some other way. They inspired many Indians who wanted to have freedom in their life. All these leaders gathered and came together and supported each other to fight against the Britishers and to bring independence for all of us. Some of the example I also gave you in the previous slide. Here I would like to give you the examples again. Other revolutionary leaders included Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, Chandrasekhar Azad, Ram Prasad Bismil. Now let's talk about Indian National Army, INA. Dear children, Subhash Chandra Bose started and organized the Indian National Army in foreign countries and started the freedom struggle from the foreign countries. He assembled many Indian people and made an army which they later used to fight against the British from the other countries. As in that time, people were not allowed to make their own army in our country. Now let's talk about Quit India movement. On 8th August 1942, at the All India Congress Committee session in Bombay, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi launched the Quit India movement. The next day, Gandhiji, Nehru and many other leaders of the Indian National Congress were arrested by the British government. Quit India movement was a movement in which people demand for full freedom. They wanted the Britishers to move out from India and to give full and complete freedom to Indian people. Here one picture is given. You can see this picture is from the Quit India movement. As I told you that Quit India movement was launched by Mahatma Gandhi in the year 1942, in which Mahatma Gandhi along with some other leaders, they demanded for complete freedom for our country. He asked people to do or die, karo ya maro. This slogan given by Mahatma Gandhi so that they can throw out the Britishers from our country. Finally, India wins freedom. As Mahatma Gandhi gave the slogan Karo ya Maro so that they could throw the Britishers out of the country, many leaders for that they were prisoned, they were jailed by the Britishers. For example, some of the examples of the leaders, the great leaders who were put in jail to support Mahatma Gandhi, they were Maulana Azad, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan and Indira Gandhi. These were the leaders who were put in jail for fighting against the Britishers. India wins freedom. It was on 15th August 1947. We all are well aware of this date that India was declared independent from British colonialism, and the reins of control were handed over to the leaders of the country, India's gaining of independence was a tryst with destiny, and as the struggle for freedom was a long and tiresome one, witnessing the sacrifices of many freedom fighters who laid down their lives on the line. Dear children, the freedom we are enjoying today, it is not by chance. Many great leaders, they sacrificed their precious life for all of us. So we need to procure this freedom. We need to respect the freedom. The British finally they bowed against the Indians before the Indians, they bowed before the Indians, and they agreed to leave India. They agreed to leave all of us free. At that time, Muslim leaders they were demanding about a separate state, Muslim state, which was later came to be known as Pakistan, a separate country. The British agreed to their demand too and decided to divide our country India into India and Pakistan. On 15th of August, we finally got independence in the year 1947 and we became free. After that, every year on 15th August, we celebrate our Independence Day. And on that day, after getting independence, we were free to do or whatever we want to do after that, as we were free, as the Britishers left us alone. Jawaharlal Nehru, after that, he became the Prime Minister of our free country, free India. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he became the first president of our country. Dear children, the last Viceroy, Lord Mountbatten, was appointed as the first Governor General of the free India, of our free country. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. This was the quotation given by Nehruji on our independence. Dear children, hope you liked it. Hope you understood the chapter well. We'll soon meet with some more chapters. Till then, take care and have a nice day.